then turn to what the opposition is doing. We heard from Mr. Chidambaram, but while the Modi government is completing a 365 days in power, the Kejriwal government has been in power for 100 days. And today, to celebrate it, it held an open darbar, an open cabinet as it called it, in the heart of the national capital. Kejriwal launched a veiled attack saying that everyone seems to be keeping a hawk eye on the Delhi government, and took a dig at the central government, saying that today's High Court order on an anti-corruption bureau coming under his government has come as a major embarrassment. What was interesting is how all the top babus, the top bureaucrats, were lined up as part of this open darbar. Listen in first to Mr. Kejriwal.
आप लोग देख ही रहे होंगे, ये सारे पीछे पड़े हुए हैं, लेकिन जैसा मैं बार-बार कहता हूं, जब आप सच्चाई के रास्ते पे चलते हो, तो इस कायनात की सारी शक्तियां आपकी मदद करती हैं। दिल्ली हाई कोर्ट ने आदेश दिया है कि केंद्र सरकार को और गृह मंत्रालय को एंटी करप्शन ब्रांच, दिल्ली की जो एंटी करप्शन ब्रांच है, उसके मामले में दखल अंदाजी देने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है। तो दोस्तों, ये मजबूती मिली है हमको, बहुत बड़ी मजबूती मिली है, बड़ी खुशी हो रही है अपने विधायकों को और अपने मंत्रियों को आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करने में। इन्होंने जी जान से काम किया है, 24 घंटे मेहनत करके काम किया है, और अभी जब आप उनके काम के बारे में सुनेंगे तो आप लोगों को भी लगेगा कि मुझे नहीं लगता भारत के इतिहास में कोई ऐसी सरकार आई थी जिसने पहले 100 दिन के अंदर इतना काम करके दिखाया हो।
So an open cabinet in the heart of the national capital. Was this drama or is this genuine democracy? Joining me now, Raghav Chadha, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, joins me. Raghav Chadha, the same question in a way could be asked to the Aam Aadmi Party that I've asked to the BJP. The BJP is carpet bombing the country. You hold this open cabinet, as you're calling it, or a Janta Darbar in the heart of the national capital. Is this again part of event management more than reality, that you want the hype to, in a sense, overcome the reality on the ground when it comes to governance?
Well, Mr. Sardesai, the Aam Aadmi Party government is a responsive, receptive, communicative, transparent and a pro-people government. We fundamentally believe that there are 1.8 crore stakeholders in this government, and those who have been elected must report from time to time to those who have elected them. It was not a monologue, it is not carpet bombing, it is a communicative process, a dialogue, and essentially following the principles of participatory democracy and Swaraj,
but
which
it was
essentially convey
questions.
that the
if I'm not
electorate
mistaken, the questions were carefully selected again to ensure that you project what you're talking about, that you try and somehow or the other project that you are this is people's democracy. Can anyone come and ask a question to Arvind Kejriwal, or were the questions very carefully selected once again to project Mr. Kejriwal in a positive light?
So my answer is twofold. One, multiple questions, written questions were collected from the audience. Certain sets of those questions were prepared and they were handed over to the organizers of the event, and thereby the entire cabinet and the participants of the permanent executive answered all those questions. As far as the process of communication etc. goes and the handling of grievances, difficult question etc. is concerned, as you know, all our ministers and the Chief Minister 3 days a week hold Janta Darbars at their respective residences, where they meet everybody and anybody without any appointment. All grievances, all issues, all questions are tackled there and then. It is a new beginning. It is a step in the right direction. A model of participatory democracy is being followed, and it is, as you know, as Mr. Kejriwal has pointed out many a time, that this is a Janta ki Sarkar which is giving the hisab to the Janta. Janta ka Sarkar ka Janta ko hisab.
You're saying it's part of giving this hisab.
And the 1.8 crore.
So you deny that it was choreographed. You deny that this was stage managed. You say this was natural. Anyone could come, you're saying, and ask a question. That even tough, unpleasant questions can be asked. If the kind of question that you are asked on television, those who say that Arvind Kejriwal is spending far too much time in confronting the Lieutenant Governor one day, the media the other day, rather than focusing on governance. If a question like that, I didn't hear any question like that being put today.
No, there was. I was very much there at the venue, and the question that you just asked was very much there as a part of many questions that were answered by the Council of Ministers. And all the questions were collected there and then from the audience, and separate sets of those questions were prepared, and the Council of Ministers, the Chief Minister, all of them answered all those questions.
What I found very strange though, Mr. Chadda, is that on the stage were all the bureaucrats lined up, including the bureaucrat who was in the eye of a storm, Mrs. Gamlin, who was to be made who was the acting Chief Secretary. All of them lined up on a stage. What was Mr. Kejriwal trying to prove? Because the general feeling is that he has been unfair to a section of the bureaucracy. So by parading them on stage in that manner, what was Mr. Kejriwal trying to show?
See, first of all, it was not an Aam Aadmi Party event, it was the Delhi government event. Therefore, those who run the Delhi government, that is a combination of the political executive and the permanent executive, who are at the helm of affairs, were very much there on the stage to answer and to basically convey to the people what exactly have they done in the last 100 days, whether it was Ms. Gamblin. So all the principal secretaries, Principal Secretary Finance, Principal Secretary Power, Principal Secretary PWD, Chief Secretary, everybody was there on the stage. And all the permanent and the political executive
say you're trying to mask the reality. You're trying to mask the reality of a government in permanent confrontation with its own bureaucrats, ministers in confrontation with the bureaucrats, the Chief Minister in confrontation with the LG, and you are trying to mask that reality. At the end of the day, people will judge you on reality.
So first of all, there is absolutely no confrontation with the bureaucracy, with the permanent executive. We have to work hand in hand with them. And yes, there was a bit of controversy created and purely created by the central government through the LG's office to impinge upon the rights of a democratically elected government. And thereby we just registered our protest, and therefore this whole controversy was what came to light. But as far as the bureaucracy is concerned, nobody is upset. The Aam Aadmi Party government is not in a confrontation mode with either the bureaucracy or anybody else. We are governing, we are delivering, and we fundamentally believe that all the promises that we have made are of paramount importance to us, and that is the only focus area that we have at this point.
Okay, we will see whether there is a confrontation then which is brewing tomorrow, because an assembly meeting has been called where there could be a resolution passed, we are told, possibly against the Lieutenant Governor's notification. So Raghav Chadda?
Well, the resolution that will be passed or not will be for us to see tomorrow. But as far as the judgment pronounced by the Honorable Delhi High Court today is concerned, it has essentially
it's an observation.
Endorsed the view of the Aam Aadmi Party government.
The Delhi High Court has not passed a judgment, it's an observation. It's a strong observation saying the Anti-Corruption Bureau must come under the Delhi government. It's a strong observation.
The audio.
Okay, Raghav Chadda, we will come back to you possibly tomorrow when we find out what exactly the Aam Aadmi Party does. But for now, thanks very much for joining us. Let's